Listen, you want to be here watching Guns N' Roses?
Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to GNR Central, and let's get started with today's news. So we interviewed Dave Dominguez a couple weeks ago. He worked on Chinese Democracy for about 7 or 8 months, and he has some really great stories to tell us. So one of the stories he told us is that Axl deleted the very ending of the song This I Love. Now, he revealed the version that we heard on Chinese Democracy is not the one that dates back to 1993. So in the interview, he said that Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose had a recording of This I Love erased from history before anyone ever heard it because he mentioned Stephanie Seymour at the end of it. So it was recorded before Chinese Democracy's lineup, so it sounded almost like an entirely different song. So the question we asked was the original idea that Guns N' Roses was going to come in for a few weeks and get some ideas together and then record immediately? He said, yeah, the idea was that we were going to come in for 4 months and then rehearse, or 3 months, and then we were going to start writing a record for 3 months, but they didn't have a producer at the time, and it was supposed to be 6 months long in total. We asked him what was it like working with Axl, and he said, I'm sure you've heard the famous stories of Axl being out of control and being rude, yelling. I never really got any of that personality. He always treated me great and treated my family great, and he was always awesome. The only time he ever really did get upset with me was during one session. At the end of this song, This I Love, he had said that he was repeating Stephanie Seymour saying, I love you, Stephanie, and basically he wanted the end deleted. He said, and he heard it, and he goes, just erase all of it. And I was like, do you want me to back it up? And he was like, no, erase it. He yelled and then basically walked out of the room. The assistant comes in, and I said, we're going to erase something like GNR fans have never heard before and never going to hear. This is crazy. This is a GNR song that no one's ever heard, and no one's ever going to hear it again. I looked at him and said, are you ready? And I put the tracks in and erased it. We also asked during those sessions, did Axl have a really good idea of what he wanted the album to sound like, or was it just people throwing out ideas and sharing CDs? He said he was listening to a lot of Nine Inch Nails at the time, a lot of industrial stuff, so I remember that vibe. That was what he was going for. Turning now to some Matt Sorum news. So he's in a new supergroup, and they're called Deadland Ritual. So they were interviewed on Eddie Trunk's Sirius XM show a couple weeks ago, and Matt Sorum revealed who almost replaced Scott Weiland in Velvet Revolver. So the current singer in their band is a guy named Frankie Perez, and he apparently auditioned for Velvet Revolver and almost got the gig. So Perez said about the formation of the band, he said, Matt, myself, and Steve we've been friends over the years, and we talked about doing a project, and we always had the opportunity to play with Geezer Butler at the Adopt the Arts benefit. And I remember turning to Matt and saying, this is it, man, this is unreal. And when it came time to put this band together, it just made sense. Sorum said, yeah, Slash actually called me one time and said, hey man, I found the singer, Frankie Perez, and would you check him out with me at Camp Freddy? And I'm going to come down and watch. We're going to look for a singer for Velvet Revolver. And then long story short, we kind of worked on that for a while. That didn't come to fruition, and then I remained friends with Frankie. I loved his voice, and I kept playing with him in different situations. He also went on to say, I have a charity group for kids here in LA called Adopt the Arts, and we did a big benefit, and I called Geezer Butler because I had played with him with Alice Cooper and the Hollywood Vampires. We did a gig here at the Roxy, and Geezer got up and we played. I think we played a Jimi Hendrix tune, Manic Depression, and it was great. And then I think I got his number, so then I called him, and we went up to the Adopt the Arts thing, and we played Black Sabbath's War Pigs, because he knows that one for sure. And we all know it as well. We love it. And we said, can we play that song? And he obliged and said yes. And it was Steve, Frankie, and myself with Geezer that night. And I remember it just felt so explosive. We all looked at each other and we were like, that was really cool. And at that point in time we started talking about doing a project. And I called Geezer and I sent him a demo that we had and another song that we hadn't put out yet. That's great. And he liked it. And that's pretty much how it started. And then we got together and started writing songs. It looks like Motley Crue's Superbowl plans have finally been revealed. So there was some teasing going on social media a couple months ago, but Motley Crue doing something on the Super Bowl, but now we know exactly what it is. So as was suspected, the band's music will be used in a Super Bowl ad this weekend, with Planters Peanuts utilizing the band's 1989 single Kickstart My Heart to soundtrack the ad. The spot, which can be viewed at the link below, includes a cameo from Charlie Sheen and centers on Mr. Peanut's high-speed mission to save Alex Rodriguez's Super Bowl party. As Crue fans have known for years. It's hard to beat Kickstart My Heart when you need that extra jolt of energy to get your pulse racing, and it certainly does a trick for Mr. Peanut. So according to People, their spot features Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart, which will air during the second quarter of Sunday's game between the Los Angeles Rams and the New England Patriots at Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It also, of course, appeared on Motley Crue's 6 times platinum album, Dr. Feelgood, which came out in 1989, and it soon became a fan favorite and live favorite over the years, while also enjoying some decent chart success at the radio. So though the band retired from touring a few years back, Motley Crue are apparently back in the spotlight this year, as the Dirt film is expected to arrive this year with the band recording some new music for the movie as well. So that does it for today's news. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button and be sure to subscribe, and go check out my other channel called Rock and Roll True Stories. I've just put up a video about the Rolling Stones and how they were involved in one of the biggest scandals in Canadian political history. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.